Hello, Alex. This is Dan Povenmire. So you got some questions about SpongeBob. SpongeBob was a really fun show to work on. I wish I had had a longer time to work on that show. I did it sort of in between seasons of Family Guy. We got canceled for like 6 months, and I think I worked on SpongeBob during that time, and then I came back and did one episode during a break. I did the camping episode during a break. So I only did like 4 episodes of SpongeBob, something like that. I did, well, let's see if we can list them. Fry Cook Games, a Graveyard Shift, the camping episode, and Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm. I think that was it. It was so much fun. It was done the old school way, the way we did Phineas, where we would have an outline and just start writing the storyboard from that. And I had a partner named Jay Lender on there that ended up coming over and directing on Phineas and Ferb years later. Let's see, what are the actual questions you have here? Is it funny? I think SpongeBob is very, very, very funny. I think there are episodes that I think don't work as well as other episodes, but there's episodes like Karate Choppers, which is just one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Talk about. Do you have a favorite? Did Stephen Hillenburg ever talk to you about my show? You know, I don't think Steve and I ever got together after Phineas was going on. We were both so busy, and it makes me very sad because he passed away from ALS a few years ago now, and so we worked together, and then I did my show. And he was still doing SpongeBob, and we just never got together in the same room after that. I think we talked a couple of times, but that's it. Does it make me uncomfortable if people compare the two shows? It doesn't make me uncomfortable, but it's sort of like comparing apples and oranges. I think they're very different shows, and I think they're both. I think they're both funny. I'm proud of both shows. The stuff I did on SpongeBob is some of the funniest stuff I've done. I think you said, do I have a favorite episode? My favorite episode I didn't work on is probably Karate Choppers. My favorite episode I worked on is probably Graveyard Shift. I think that is a sparkling, fun episode, and I remember when I first drew the hash-slinging slasher, we were trying to come up with a character that would look really ominous, and when it stepped out of the light, it would look completely non-threatening and goofy. And that was probably maybe the first drawing I did of it, and we just laughed and laughed, and I put that in. So, and I love the bit with Nosferatu at the end. Seemed like some news outlets wanted to start a fight over ratings, and I think it was just that we were the show that sort of knocked SpongeBob off the number one perch. So I think that's why they wanted to pit us against each other. But we loved those guys, and they loved us. It was all a bunch of friends of mine who were still working on SpongeBob. There was one time where we were both nominated for best short subject. It was like a new category in the Emmys for best 11-minute shorts, I guess is what it was for. And it was a brand new category, and there were only 2 nominations. It was us and SpongeBob, and I thought, well, we have a 50-50 shot. Not really, because SpongeBob's been this juggernaut for so long. They're definitely going to win that, right? And we went, and we sat through 4 hours of an Emmy presentation, of an Emmy live show, and they never even mentioned our category. And at the end of it, we were like, did we, like, we're all in tuxes and everything, and then we ran into the SpongeBob guys. We ran into Vince and Paul, and those guys were like, did you guys win? No, did you guys win? None of us knew who had won or whether anybody had won. turns out neither of us wanted was a special category where you had to get 2/3 of the vote. So the fact that they didn't beat us by 2/3 made me pretty happy. I felt like that's sort of a win in my book. So anyway, I hope I answered all your questions, and I'm going to go now. Bye-bye. Stay evil.